Hey admins, how we doing out there? Today's video will actually be fairly short today. It does seem that we were having some issues with some women in lodges that are chapter members and do not want to pay lodge dues and are going to expire and then think they can come in with their husbands. Now, this obviously applies to spouses both ways, men who are married to women and women married to men. But it just seems right now because of the One Moose merger that we're having trouble with some women and want to make this a little more understandable. Again, when someone joins the lodge and is married to somebody, their spouse automatically gets to come in as many times as they want as a guest with their spouse who is a member. They can't come in on their own. That nothing's changed there. What we're running into, though, with these ladies wanting to expire and now think they can come in with their husbands, they are still technically members of the lodge. They are now expired members, and they are not in good standing for 1 year from when they expire. So, as expired members, they are not supposed to be in the social quarters enjoying the privileges that members get. Even with their spouse, they are an expired member. After 1 year and 1 day of being expired, they then fall onto the dropped list. When they are dropped, then they can come back in with their spouse. I know lots of lodges in the past have always said once a member, always a member, and that's not been a terrible policy, but it's been an incorrect policy technically. So after they've been expired for a year, then they can come in with their spouse. Now, a couple things with that, though. We want to remind them of the benefits of being a lodge member. So we want to make sure they understand a few things. They no longer have to be a chapter member anymore if they do not wish to. They only have to be a chapter member if they want to keep a higher degree or if they plan on being a lodge officer and then have to be a chapter member of either that chapter there or a chapter somewhere. Also, since they are not members at that point after the 1 year and 1 day, they will not be able to play pull tabs, be in raffles, the daily, weekly drawings. Those are for members only, and they cannot partake in that. I know some of them think, well, I'll pay my husband on the side and he'll buy them and I'll open them. But again, they can't claim a winner. They can't be in the raffle drawings because they're not going to be in the membership books anymore. They're not going to be able to buy drinks because they're not members. So we want to encourage them and remember what privileges they have as a member, and want to encourage them to stay a member and pay their lodge dues. Again, like I said, just remind them they don't have to be a chapter member any longer. As long as they pay their lodge dues, they can come in. Now, I ask you to please reinforce that when they're coming in as an expired member. You can remind them they are expired and should not be coming in. They need to pay their dues and be current, or not come in the lodge for a year till they hit the dropped list. I know that's going to make some women mad, but they need to realize that the bigger picture is being a lodge member and helping out with those dues that go to Moose Heart and Moose Haven, which is a big chunk of those dues they pay already. Unfortunately, I know we have women that are upset about the higher price. I find it funny. We had women complaining before that they wanted to be equal members, and now they're equal members. They're complaining about the price. And some of those women were the same women that complained about both. They wanted equal rights, and then when they found out they had to pay more, they're the ones complaining. It just is what it is. Try to be as friendly and as nice as possible. Don't be hateful about it. But remind them that if they're 3 months expired, they are still an expired member and cannot be in the social quarters even with their spouse. I just want to clarify that a little bit. I spent a little bit longer on that than I wanted to. The only other thing I really want to talk about is LCL and Heart of the Community reports. We had a few lodges not report this time. The biggest complaint is they say they put it in and it didn't save it. You have to remember in LCL, the program, you have to hit save and submit. For almost any report you put in, Heart of the Community, when we're going to be doing the lodge survey, which will be coming up very soon, all those things you have to hit save, and then there is usually either the green bar comes at the top or the green button that says green where it says it's been saved. If you put the information in and then close the window or turn the computer off, it does not save. You want to make sure it's saved first. That's just a quick little note because we have people saying, I know I put it in and it didn't save it. It's usually not the program. It's usually the user that ends up being the issue. We just want to make sure we hit save. Convention, or I shouldn't say convention, mid-year conference is coming up, and the lodges should have copies of the registration form out for their officers and members that plan on going. It is also on Facebook if they want to look there. That was emailed out by Dick Schuyler, the state secretary, and myself to all lodges, chapters, and Moose Legions. So everybody should have a copy of that. We'll soon be sending out the abbreviated agenda, which kind of just shows you when the meetings are and on what days. It doesn't break down everything into detail like the long agenda. So that should be coming out soon. All right, I kept it under 6 minutes. You all have a good President's Day, and just a quick reminder that the Moose International offices are closed today for the holiday. So if you try calling them, you're not going to be getting a hold of anybody. Have a good day. Take care.